Hello friends, today I'm going to share one of the recent episode of one of the client that we help with Bell's palsy and synkinesis. This lady who came to us suffered from Bell's palsy 5 years ago, post which gradually she recovered, but she was left with certain amount of synkinesis. This synkinesis was not that severe, it was mild, and that's why it was not that much visible. All she was suffering was that feeling of unevenness in the face, and that's why she didn't took it much seriously and she continued her work. But there was another problem that was preceding, and that was for her TMJ. She had this habit of clenching her teeth at night, especially when she gets bad dreams or she's stressed out. That's not all. Being a working woman, someone who works in front of desk for a long time, she had to strain her eyes a lot. Whenever she used to get stressed, she used to clench her teeth further. She further had this habit of mouth breathing, especially when she used to sleep. This particular problem persisted for a long time, and gradually she started developing headaches and pain around the jaw region. The pain became so severe and gradually spread on the back of her neck, then spread towards her shoulder and even hands. She reached to the stage where she was finding it difficult to write with her right hand because of this pain. That's when she saw us. On evaluation, what we identified was she had developed severe stiffness in 3 muscles. Muscle number 1 was temporalis muscle. This muscle lies on the side of the forehead and spreads on the back. The second muscle that she developed stiffness was on the jaw. Here, third muscle that was stiff for her was this muscle on the neck called as platysma. When these 3 muscles gets chronically tight, it leads to TMJ stiffness, making mouth opening also limited, straining the eyes and giving her constant headache. So now the problem was not just constrained or confined to synkinesis, but had gone way beyond that, causing her difficulty in doing day-to-day chores like walking in front of screen, writing, and even doing other tasks at home. So what we did to help her out? Definitely synkinesis recovery is something that requires a long time work, but the 3 muscles that I spoke about right now, which are problematic, we needed to fix them as soon as possible. This particular problem is not just the problem of one person. This is a very common pattern that we see on day-to-day basis whenever we meet people with Bell's palsy and synkinesis. And that's the reason I thought of creating this video, so that I can tell you what you should do in such scenario. So let's break down how to prevent TMJ disorders post Bell's palsy and synkinesis, because they are very much possible that you can get it. So the step number 1 on which you should always focus is your posture. Now, when I talk about posture, everybody thinks of neck, of hunchback, or the way they sit or stand. But here I am talking about facial posture. Yes, you heard me right. The way we have posture for our body, we have facial posture too. And an ideal facial posture is like when your tongue is resting on roof of the mouth. The tongue is not hanging down. It should be completely resting on the roof of the mouth whenever you are sitting. Ideally, when you are not doing, when you are not talking, when you are not eating or chewing. When your mouth is shut, at that time the tongue should be resting on the roof of the mouth. The second important thing that you should keep in mind related to your facial posture is there should be some gap between 2 teeth. Your teeth should not be clenching. When your 2 teeth are pressing each other or grinding each other, what happens is that is causing tension in your masseter muscle, which is your chewing muscle. So it's very important that you take care that you are not having a posture where your teeth are touching and pressing each other. Always keep your lower jaw slightly drooped or dropped down or relaxed. This will ensure that there is not much pressure on the jaw. The third postural habit is the ability to sit in a chin tuck position. Now, whenever we use screens, we sit in front of systems, or when we use our cell phones, we have this habit of dropping our shoulders and the neck down like this. This creates a lot of pressure on the back neck muscle and strains and shorten the neck muscle called as platysma. That's why it is important that we sit with a chin tuck position like this. This way, your facial alignment will stay good and you will have minimal challenge in terms of maintaining this posture, and the facial muscles will also be relaxed. So this was about the care side of it. Now, the next thing that you should know is that if you are someone who has to spend a lot of time in front of screen, then you need to give adequate rest to your eyes. This is something which is very mandatory. Make sure that every 2 or 3 hours, give some break to the eyes, stare somewhere away from your screen for some time. Let's say you can stare a wall which is in front of you, or you can stare something which is very far away from you. This way you are widening your eyes and you are reducing that strain that's falling on the eyes. So have this habit of doing this practice multiple times. Next is putting eye drops frequently. That's also very important. When you put eye drops, that helps you to reduce the strain that's falling on the eyes, which reduce the unnecessary work that happens on the temporalis. The next one is your chewing pattern. The time when you chew, make sure that you take small bites. First chew it on the good side and then only shift it to the affected side. This way you would be able to reduce the strain that is falling on these muscles. Now let me show you 3 simple exercises to stretch this tensed muscle. Do this every day to reduce the strain that you feel on the TM joint. Number 1 is take your hand, place your hand here like this, place the tongue on the roof of the mouth, drop your jaw and lift your face like this. Do this for 5 to 10 repetitions. The next is take the hand, place it on the side of the jaw, drop your jaw, place the tongue again on the roof of the mouth and drop like this. And relax. You can do this practice as well for 2 to 3 times in a day. The third exercise is a chin tuck exercise, where whenever you find time, just for 5 repetitions, do this chin tucks. And relax. And last but not the least, make sure to tape your mouth whenever you sleep at night. This will prevent mouth breathing, at the same time the pressure that falls on the TMJ. If you still feel that your night grinding habit is just not going, you can see a dentist and take a night guard, which will help you prevent that strain that's falling on the TMJ. Doing these practices will ensure that the muscles that I spoke to you about will stay relaxed and you will face less symptoms related to your TMJ. I hope this video was helpful for you. Feel free to share your experiences with us in the comment section below. And on that note, I'll see you in another video. Thank you.